Okay, guys, we are coming to the end of our research paper. If you're watching this video, you are in your final paragraph, and you've been doing a great job. The conclusion paragraph does have quite a few parts to it, so you're going to want to pay close attention. You're going to maybe want to take notes or at least have this video up while you are working on your conclusion paragraph so you can access the notes that I'm giving you because these are the requirements of your conclusion paragraph. Okay, the conclusion paragraph has a very important purpose. The purpose of your conclusion paragraph is to sum up the main ideas, but it should not just restate everything you already said. That is something that would be extremely boring to the reader to read 3 paragraphs and then your last paragraph say the exact same thing. So this is where conclusion paragraphs get tricky because you have to restate everything and sum it up without making it sound like a just same thing you've been saying the whole time. So let me show you, I'm going to scroll down here and show you what a lot of conclusion paragraphs look like. So if you are looking down here where I've highlighted, this would be something that we would see in 3rd grade, probably even 4th grade, and something that just students they tend to write, something that says, so now you know why Lyndon B. Johnson is important to American history and how he displays the habits of the mind. The end. Okay, I have restated my person, who is Lyndon B. Johnson, or my topic, my 2 main ideas, importance to American history and how he displays the habits of mind. So those are the main parts of a conclusion. So if you were in 3rd grade or 4th grade and this was your conclusion, you would have probably done what your teachers expected you to do. But in 5th grade, we are expecting more complex conclusions. So let me show you what we're expecting. Right down here at the bottom, the 5th grade complex conclusion. This is what we're looking for. Something that sounds like, the next time you're put in a tough situation, be sure to think about how Lyndon B. Johnson handled challenges in the past. You'll definitely become aware of the habits of mind this history-making American infused into his decision-making process. Undoubtedly, he is a leader we can learn from. So just by reading that, you can tell that there's a huge difference between the old conclusion and the new conclusion. So now I'm going to show you kind of the formula of how you get a complex conclusion. It's kind of like a math problem. So if you will look up here at the top of my page right here, I have given you kind of the equation. So for a conclusion paragraph, you need a hypothetical anecdote plus definitive words plus word reference plus informative verbs, and that's going to equal your conclusion. Some of you are thinking, oh my word, I don't even know how to say some of those words Ms. Hartzog just said, much less what they mean. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to explain to you what these words mean. So the first part of our math equation is a hypothetical anecdote. Hypothetical means something that's not real but could happen, like a hypothetical situation. Like, hypothetically, my car could break down. What would I do? Okay? So hypothetical is something that didn't happen necessarily but could happen. An anecdote is kind of just like a short story or something like that. So a hypothetical anecdote is a situation that you present to the reader that would hypothetically put the reader in contact with your topic. So somehow you have to make your topic link to the reader. So if you look at my example down here, I said, the next time you're put in a tough situation, be sure to think about how Lyndon B. Johnson handled challenges in the past. So I know that there's a good chance that my reader will be put in a tough situation, and that's how I'm linking the tough situation to Lyndon B. Johnson, and that's how I'm going to be linking my reader to Lyndon B. Johnson. Because really, if I said, you as a 5th grader, I'm going to try and make you think Lyndon B. Johnson is important, that's probably going to be pretty tough to do. So I have to think of a hypothetical situation that would link you to Lyndon B. Johnson. But if I said a fifth grader is going to be in a tough situation and Lyndon B. Johnson was in a tough situation, those link together. So this is my hypothetical situation. The next time you're put in a tough situation, be sure to think about how Lyndon B. Johnson handles challenges in the past. That's probably going to be the most difficult part of the conclusion for you, is to try and link these two things together, your reader and your topic. The next thing is definitive words. Definitive words lend an air of authority or finality to the piece. They are basically telling someone what to do or make someone feel like you know what you're talking about. So these words I have listed here are words you should try and use, or you need to use at least one of these in your conclusion. The next is word reference. We have done word reference before. We did word reference when we were doing our haunted houses back in October. Remember, that's just rephrasing keywords to make it sound not repetitive of the same word over and over again. So I'm not going to say Lyndon B. Johnson, Lyndon B. Johnson, Lyndon B. Johnson a million times in my paragraph. So if I was writing one about tadpoles, sometimes I could use the word tadpoles. Sometimes I could use the word long-legged green amphibians. So you're going to want to use at least one word referent in your conclusion paragraph. The final part of our equation is informative verbs. Informative verbs replace passive or helping verbs. So these are ones that you're going to want to include. You need to tell your reader that they need to learn about or analyze or research or become familiar with. You need to use at least one of these words in your conclusion. So let's look at my original conclusion again. So now you know why Lyndon B. Johnson is important to American history and how he displays the habit of the mind. Now I have written my complex conclusion, and right underneath it I color-coded it for you so that you could see the equation. I'm actually going to copy and paste the equation down here at the bottom for you as well so that you can see where I included each part. So my hypothetical anecdote. The next time you're put in a tough situation, be sure to think about how Lyndon B. Johnson handled challenges in the past. My definitive words are green. You'll definitely do something, or undoubtedly. My word reference, instead of saying Lyndon B. Johnson, I called him a history-making American, and I also called him a leader. My informative verbs, I'm telling the reader that they need to become aware of something and that they need to learn from something. Because I've included all four of these things, I now have a great conclusion. Looking at my paragraph right here, you can see the words that are in black are the extra words that aren't required, that just make my sentences make sense. There aren't that many extra words. So if you can get the four parts of a good conclusion, you will easily be able to write a conclusion. So my final part of my paper will read, the next time you're put in a tough situation, be sure to think about how Lyndon B. Johnson handled challenges in the past. You'll definitely become aware of the habits of mind this history-making American infused into his decision-making process. Undoubtedly, he is a leader we can learn from. I use the verb infused. This is a verb you might not know, but to infuse something means that means it kind of just goes into every decision, or it permeates through every decision. It's just kind of part of who this history-making American is. Anyway, good luck with your conclusions. I know you can make your final paragraph as great as your other paragraphs.